Hi everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome back to my channel. It is Nature Angel and I decided I want to do a quick little sit down video on how to make parent-friendly reports, and I'm going to give 4 ways that you can make your reports more parent-friendly. So the first way that I've realized that you can make more parent-friendly reports is, let's start with the meeting. Explain what you're gonna do if the child's gonna be evaluated for anything. Make sure that the parent also knows their rights and that they're able to refuse, because I've had parents and they just felt pressured to sign the consent form and say they wanted their kid to be tested, but they didn't know what that entailed or what that meant. So in the meeting, it'll be really helpful that if you are evaluating the kid and doing a psychological, explain to them what that means and what you're going to be doing. Are you doing an IQ test? Are you doing an achievement test, a rating scale? Okay, list those things and then name what they are, and try to state it in a way that it's someone that has no knowledge of this at all and you're trying to explain to them what that is. And I think that's the best way to go forward. Obviously there are some parents that do know what it is and what it entails, so you don't have to be as specific. But if it's an initial and they're new to this and they seem like they don't really know what's going on, it's best to go with that, to go with explaining it as if you were explaining it like they didn't know anything about it. The second way is, in the report, write the necessary things, like write your standard scores, your percentile ratings, to do all that stuff that you have to put into the report, but explain what it is and use examples. So like if you're saying, oh, the kid is in the 50th percentile, you could write that that means they scored better than or the same as 50% of people their own age. If you are writing about the visual spatial index, for example, you can use an example for how that relates to school and explain what it is. You could say something like, it evaluates visual detail, and then go in to say that. It could be useful when judging maps or looking at distances, something like that, where it's an example like, oh, I don't know what visual spatial means, but this makes sense because you gave context to it. The third way, and I think that a lot of people forget this, but always ask if they have questions. We had one meeting that we just did, and I thought we did a really good job at doing this. So after each person talked, we were like, do you have questions? And then we asked again, like 2 times at the end, if they had questions. And in the beginning, they were like, no, I don't have questions. And then towards the end, I think they got more comfortable and felt included in the meeting. And the parent then started to ask questions about things that we had talked about earlier on. But it's because a lot of the time they might feel like they can't speak. So if you give them that room and that space and make them feel comfortable, like, feel free to ask questions. We're here to help your kid, and you're the parent, and we want to make sure that you know what's going on, because you're very important, you know? So make them feel welcomed. And you can do that by asking if they have questions. And the fourth and last way is to make recommendations and use their strengths and weaknesses. A lot of the time I feel like reports might focus on the kid's weakness, and parents don't want to hear like, my kid's doing bad and this, bad and this, bad and that, and the end, you know? Like, they want to know, okay, my kid might have a weakness here, but they're strong here, and I can use that strength to kind of compensate for the weakness. And even if it's something little, it's probably not actually little, and it might seem like it is, but that makes a world of difference, you know? Like, if you're like, the kid maybe did extremely low in IQ, extremely low in achievement, but they were very kind, very respectful, willing to work and try their hardest. Like, that's a strength. Those are strengths. Those are good things about them. Those are positive characteristics. And parents want to hear that. Also, make recommendations for the teachers and things that can be done at home, because when parents do feel like, oh, well, my kid has all these weaknesses, what can I do to make it better? There's the recommendations. And make sure that you are being an open ear in case they have any questions or want to follow up with you on things that they can do at home. So I hope that you guys like this video. I just tried to put this together really quick, and I did it because I noticed in the meetings that I was having that a lot of parents didn't really know what was going on, even though a lot of them have been doing these IEP meetings, going to these reevaluations for years, and they've had questions, but they just kind of felt like, oh, they're being pressured to just say yes and agree to everything, even though they don't really know what's going on. Or like the social worker might call them and they're like, I didn't even know my kid is like getting services for intellectual disability, things like that. So I was like, wow, I really need to make a video on how to make reports more parent friendly. And I feel like it starts at the initial meeting, and then, you know, as you're writing your report all the way up to that meeting that you're gonna have later on. But the parents are very important, and I think it's super important to make them feel welcome. So I hope this video helped. I tried to actually make a short video for once and I'm sorry if I talk too quick or anything. If you have any questions about things I said, leave that down below or message me, whatever floats your boat. I hope that you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.